Hi, this is Bill, and you're on Finest Travel Beat with Angela and Bill. On today's video, we're going to take you to an excursion we did aboard the Sapphire Princess, which was a small boat to get up close to Hubbard Glacier. On paper, it sounds perfect and incredible. I mean, how often do you get a chance to be next to one of the largest glaciers in North America? But as with Alaska, Mother Nature always has the final say. We're going to go through what we did, show you a little bit of the glacier, talk to you about the issues we ran into and how they were resolved. So we hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Thanks again for watching. As you see, our excursion was a tender boat, or a small boat that got up close to the glacier. Now, you're going to see Hubbard Glacier listed as a port of call on a lot of your itineraries. It's really not a port of call. It's more like scenic cruising, very similar to Glacier Bay. So the ship will get into near Hubbard Glacier. They can only get so close. And then it'll turn around and they'll do some narration talking about it. Angela, I, and the group we escorted decided to do a boat that on a small boat that gets us up much closer to the glacier itself. As you can see, we had to walk down a little ramp and to get onto that small boat. I'm going to tell you all about it and the issues that we ran into through the course of the video. Before we get into it all, Hubbard Glacier is massive. It's over 75 miles long and is about 7 miles wide at the face, which is what we will see. It towers hundreds of feet above the waterline. It's one of the few glaciers in Alaska that's actually advancing and not retreating, which makes it very unique. Most cruise ships, including Sapphire Princess, will do a scenic cruising day here. Slowly approach the glacier, does the turns, so everybody gets to see it from every angle. And honestly, the view from the ship was pretty good. It didn't get nearly as close as we did on our boat here, but it did get pretty close. Now, this was not a cheap excursion. I try to avoid giving prices on things because they change all the time. So let me just say it was quite a decision to make to do this excursion, but we all did it. And again, I'll tell you whether we would do it again at the end of the video. I'm still kind of up in the air on that, and you'll see why as we go through. So why do we book a small boat excursion? It's just to get close to the glacier. Again, much smaller vessel. It's catamaran style. It is covered on the inside. It is also open air on the outside. Much lower to the water, closer to the ice. You'll see more detail. You're going to hear the cracking sounds. In some cases, you may even witness calving, which is when the parts of the glacier actually fall off into the ocean. We saw that in Glacier Bay, and that was pretty cool. Now, if you watch the rest of our videos, you know we were up in Fairbanks during the first heat emergency in the history of the state of Alaska. It was 85, way, way further north in Fairbanks. Don't let that fool you. It was cold out here. When you get into these waters that are surrounded by ice, basically imagine you are in a bowl full of ice water with ice all around you. It gets cold. It gets windy. Make sure you have jackets. Make sure you have a hat, gloves. Stay nice and warm because you're going to want to go out on the open deck and watch everything. As you can see there, we are moving away from the Sapphire Princess. Beautiful, beautiful views all around. And as we get closer, you're going to see chunks of ice there. We did have to go very, very slow. And as you can see, the closer we get to the glacier, the more ice there is. It was pretty cool. They tried to zigzag as best as possible to avoid the larger chunks of miniature icebergs, I guess you call them, or chunks of ice. It's a very safe excursion. Don't let this ice fool you. It's not the Titanic. You're 100% safe doing this excursion. Now, as you can see, here is the big issue we ran into, and obviously nobody controlled this, which was fog. I mean, heavy fog. The kind of fog where you can't see something massive right in front of you. As you can see there's another one of the small boats. That is the same type of boat that we are on right now, so you'll get a little idea of what it's like. You can see inside there are areas that have windows. It's heated inside, and there's a deck on the top and a deck on the side. They actually got a lot closer than we did, even though it was 5 minutes ahead of us, and they were able to see the iceberg fine, or the glacier fine. As we got closer to the glacier, the fog never really lifted. You catch occasional glimpses, just enough to know it was there, but not the dramatic, jaw-dropping views when you book something like this. That's the tough part of an Alaska excursion. Now, as you can see here, we are going away from the glacier now, and the fog lifted, and if we had been 5 minutes earlier, or probably about a half an hour later, it would have been fantastic. They were great, though. They stopped there for a while so we could get a little closer. Couple of tips: bring a zoom camera with you, a video. If you have a regular camera, I filmed this on one of my my small vlogging camera. I should have videoed it on my regular larger camera with a zoom lens. And probably you would have seen a little bit closer there. As you can see here, we're getting back towards the ship now. The boat itself was comfortable. It was very well run. There was great narration. They did a good job explaining what we saw. There's a bar on there. There is a small bathroom that would be on a boat. One of the cool things they did is they fished out a piece of chunk of the glacier, and then they broke it up, and you could actually buy drinks that had a chunk of the glacier ice in it, which we did, and that was a lot of fun. Before we give you our final thoughts, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, the rest of the Alaska series, and comment below if you've been on one of these glacier excursions and how you enjoyed it. Now, because we didn't have a great view of the glacier, the tour boat operator told us to go to guest services when we returned and ask about getting a partial credit. We did that. They had to ask corporate, and it took about 2 days, but everybody that was on the excursion did get a small future credit, which was great. Princess didn't have to do that. They can't control the weather, but they did, and that was greatly appreciated. Now, will we do this excursion again? At the price, probably not. It was run great. It was a lot of fun. Just, you know, you have to decide at what price point it's worth it to you or not. This was a fairly pricey excursion, and to us, the risk versus reward just didn't really kind of pan out. We probably would have had as good a time on the ship and been a little bit warmer and seen the same thing on the glacier as we did. We really appreciate Princess and their customer service and what they did for this. It was really well appreciated. Final thoughts: Hubbard Glacier, amazing, absolutely incredible, great. If we had been able to get up closer to the glacier because of the fog and seen it, it would have been even more dramatic. We had a great time, though. You can't do anything about the weather. That's the type of thing. You can't guarantee it. The ship scene cruising is already good, and again, you know, will we do it again? Maybe. I'm still not sure. You know, honestly, like I said, it was a lot of money, but it's one of those things you have to look at your budget and the pricing and decide if it's worth it for you. I certainly wouldn't trash it, but we probably could have spent money other ways. So that's about it for this video. We hope you're enjoying it. On behalf of Angela, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on our next adventure. Bye-bye, everybody.